Okay. We gotta wait on you.
No, we're good. You call it for it.
All right, ordering and approval of agenda. Amy, we have 2.1 presentation to the board. Tasha Smith, I'll say her name out loud.
Get a good proportion.
Tasha Smith's gonna speak in front of everybody.
Right now.
No. Consent agenda, we have resignation we need to add, and 4.1 employment.
Yes.
We need to add addition for employment. Okay. All right,
Motion to approve is amended.
I'll second.
motion and second, all in favor? All right. Tasha, you're up now.
Okay. I'm not sure if Faith sent out the grant recipient letter. Perkins. Okay. Through Perkins, if you apply for their large grant, then you have the chance to apply for reserve grants. One of the grants that they offered was a modernization grant within certain pathways in the CTE. One of them was finance and business entrepreneurship, and since we're kind of boosting those things already, I thought let's talk to Ashley and see what she thinks about a student-led bank. And Ashley Michelis was on board and went ahead and wrote the grant, and they approved us for about $13,000 to basically kind of get a little setup with a vault and teller stations and all the things our kids need.
This list right here?
Yep.
Nice.
We will partner with First Security Bank, not necessarily like they're not gonna fund anything. They'll come in and work with Ashley and the students and kind of introduce them to software, some business practices and things like that to help get their banking course started.
That's awesome.
Good work.
Yeah, thanks for doing it.
I'm excited. Kids are excited.
We just need action.
Thank you, yeah.
Motion to approve, I'll make a motion to approve the Carl Perkins Reserve Grant.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Job, Tasha. Thank you.
Good job, you guys.
Oh, Ashley.
Yeah, everybody, yeah, you got her.
Yeah.
Okay, consent agenda. Anybody have any questions, consent agenda? No?
A motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay,
Second.
motion second, all in favor? Great, 4.0, do you need 5 minutes for this? You sure 5 minutes?
All right, 10.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Is that okay with you?
That's good.
Okay,
Mr. President, I move we go into executive session, to discuss personnel pursuant to non-elected personnel exception under coma, and the open meeting will resume in the boardroom at 6:13 with Faith Floyd present.
motion
I'll second it.
second, all in favor? All right, personnel report.
Motion to approve the employment of personnel as presented.
I'll second.
So motion here, second right here, all in favor? 5-0, administrative reports. Who wants to start? Mike?
Sure, I'll go. October's a good month. The newsletter kind of highlights, one of our school goals was to really kind of focus. We had a pretty high product absentee rate last year, and so we really wanted to focus on getting that down. So far, we're off to a good start. Our average daily attendance was up from 93% to 97% for first quarter. So we're on the right track with keeping kids in school. There seems to be a bug going around right now, so that may hurt us, but, you know. We did have 3 students selected to the East Central Kansas Honor Band, so they'll perform in that band, I think, in December. They were listed in there. And our Chargers of the Month, we have 2 of them at Carbondale this month. We have a 4th grader, Silas Morris. Been working really hard to have a good month, and received our Chargers of the Month. So Faith and I, in presenting him with that, he was very taken aback, I think.
It's like, tell me why.
Yeah.
Tell me why. So he sat there right over my shoulder with me, and we read through all the things people said about him. Sounds like he was a very good friend this month, and just had some good classroom, I think, camaraderie with his peers. So I think he did a good job this month.
And then our mental health team, Michelle Schwartz was our other Charger of the Month at Carbondale. And, you know, I can't say enough good things about what Michelle does for our building. I mean, with kids and beyond kids, and with families and meeting with families, and I mean, I was there working today until the board meeting, and she was still there working, and so she's a great resource to have in our district, and I didn't have that where I came from, and it is really, really nice piece to have here. So I'm really glad that she received that. She does a lot of good for our kids, our families, and I know she's helping out across other social work with Shelby at the high school, getting her supervision for her practicum and stuff like that. So great asset to our team for sure. Sports-wise, our 7th grade football team played in the bowl game, took 3rd place in the league. So it was a good day. Our 8th graders did make the bowl game, but they didn't win their bowl game. So I think that put them at 6th place for 8th grade. But 8th grade girls basketball is currently undefeated, so off to a really great start. They play well. 7th grade girls are getting better. I saw their game. I went to Baldwin and watched one of their first games at Baldwin. And I remember that they won the tip-off, had a wide open layoff, and the 3 girls that were out there all stopped and looked like, what do we do? Like, shoot the ball. But now they're kind of middle. I think they're running 3rd place right now in the league and getting better. We have some girls on that team that have never played basketball before, and they are really doing a great job. So fun to watch that improvement. If you were at the wrestling tournament on November 1st, we had a huge turnout, maybe a little too big of a turnout. But it went well. I think Austin is looking to pare that down a little bit. So since our girls aren't in season at that time, we're going to cut the girls' side of that tournament out. So it'll just be a A and B boys team tournament next year. So he communicated that to the other schools. And so I think that'll help kind of cut down the crowd just a little bit and still have a great tournament. So.
Is that the first one we had, junior high, that we posted?
No.
What's that?
We did,
Is that the first-
it started last.
Started last year, okay.
Yeah. I think if our girls were in season, that would be great. It's just everybody else's girls are in there, so since our league doesn't play. But that went well. It was a big crowd, not much seating left at the time we got in there. But the tournament ran smooth and so no issues. And set the communications goal stuff. We're continually working hard to just address that goal of improving that line of communication. Our teachers send out newsletters on a weekly basis, and 4th and 5th grade is kind of classroom centered. 6th through 8 kind of does team newsletters to get information out to parents of upcoming things, whether it be an upcoming test, what's coming up next in the units, and those kind of things. Of course, our monthly newsletter goes out that you all see each month to communicate things. Internally, I send staff a weekly email each week as a 2-week calendar, and then kind of highlights things for the week that we need to address. Facebook, this year we took the Halloween parade back out. In the last few years, it's been in the in the gym, I believe. So this year we took it back out in the community, and unfortunately I didn't get the pictures in the newsletter, so I'll throw them in the next newsletter for you. But that was well attended, but I was worried about the communication spec since it was a change. So our KAY club actually hand-delivered to most of the businesses in Carbondale our letters instead of mailing them out this year, just to kind of make sure everybody saw it and knew that we were changing, not really changing, going back to what we used to do. So Veterans Day Assembly, I took flyers out to all the different communities, hung them up in the library. That's when I learned we have some great libraries in this community, so, yeah, really nice. And public places like that to get that stuff out, so. The last thing I'm kind of looking at doing, I used to send a weekly email to parents in my previous positions that just had the calendar. It wasn't a weekly newsletter, it was just a calendar of, hey, this is this week's event. And I'd like to see if that's something to bring back here. So I'm gonna run that through site council in December, get their thoughts and feedback if that's helpful for them, just to see that. Weekly calendar of events. Sometimes there's not much on it, but when sports seasons are going, they can see where things are at and those kind of things. So that's probably start that up second semester if site council feels that's something that's valuable.
My name's up.
Nobody wants to follow Kyle.
That's right, you get to talk about football and all that. All right, I feel like I've been living October, November, and December all in 1 month. We did our Halloween parade again, we were out in the community, it was a great time, we had a great turnout with our families. While we were doing that, we were prepping for our Thanksgiving food drive and our Veterans Day parade that we had yesterday. And we had about 30 families come and do the parade. Our student lighthouse members were so excited to give them a little treat at the end of that. It's always really fun to see those student leaders try to decide, like, do I write in a parade or do I like stay and hand out things and do this leadership piece? And so we're trying to work on an avenue of that where maybe they can line up first and they can go and then they can jump out and then still be able to have that leadership position. So that was great, and it was just fun to see all the kids. We had beautiful weather. It was so nice outside. And then meanwhile, we were doing all of that, every time I walk into music, I'm listening to Christmas songs in October and November because our holiday program is coming up December 8th for kindergarten and first grade, and then December 18th for second and third. She had asked for a change this year to see if we could do them all as a holiday exhibit because that's just something that she just excels in and does such a great job. So I've been jamming out to Christmas stuff since October. It's been so fun in there. The other stuff that we have just kind of going on in the building is we're getting ready to prep for our Thanksgiving meal. This is K1 this time, and we usually host between 200, 250 extra people for the day. And it always goes so smoothly, and we're excited to see everyone. And the high school hosted us today, all of us, K through 3, and we got to go watch an act of The Little Mermaid, and the kids were super excited to come back and share about all of that information. Our Charger of the Month, we had the elementary student, and it was Bryson Hammett. He's in Miss O's first grade classroom. They announced it over the intercom, and he just goes, "Who, me?" And it was so cute, not only because he was so excited and listened to all of that, but it was exciting for his peers. One of his peers, as soon as that was announced and then we were reading, he was like, "This is the best day of my life. I am so excited for him." And so it was just so awesome to see all of that. And like students and staff celebrated him. He has the funniest personality and sense of humor. So it was great. It was great for him. He was very thrilled to have that. And then Board Core 1 is our district communication. We do very similar things. I do a monthly newsletter weekly. They either send out an email, they post it on their social media, or they send home paper copies of what's going on in the classroom. But then something that we adapted and changed at spring semester parent-teacher conferences that we did this year is we print off the Power School communication piece for the parents to show them, like, when they did their enrollment, this is what we can see. And then we have them review that at parent-teacher conferences. And we had quite a multitude of changes come in, or they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is no longer current, this email doesn't work, this phone number's out of date," or "Please add these people, I didn't realize they were not on there," or sometimes if it carries over, they're like, oh, this person shouldn't be on there anymore. So that's really helped us with that mode of communication, just ensuring that we have the right information. So that's a policy that we changed and will continue to do that, and it helps for them to have fresh eyes on it, because you don't really get in Power School and look at that information. So anyways, that's it. See, be proud of me, I'm fast. You're up.
All right, the high school, start off with their Charger of the Month is Kenna Washington. She is a very sweet kid, super involved in a lot of things, great personality, just another shining example of what it means to be a Charger. She holds our expectations and what we want to see in our students. So congratulations to Kenna on being the Charger of the Month. Things going along, it is flying by. I believe today is now officially 5 weeks left of the semester, so things have flown by and it has been busy. So officially the end of last week was the end of the fall season. However, we are in that building that does not sleep, so I want to piggyback on the act of The Little Mermaid that the littles got to see today. So that starts this week. Opening night is tomorrow night, so please come out and enjoy. It'll be Thursday, Saturday, and then a Sunday matinee. It is not on Friday because we do have one team that's still rolling in the football season. So very excited about that. Another home game against Holton. Very encouraged by how we're performing and what's going on and the excitement and the enthusiasm from the community. So I'd love to see the community come out again. It was a great showing last Friday. Highly encourage everybody to come out for this Friday as well. And then for the rest of the weekend, you can come enjoy the play as well. Hopefully the play will be a little less intense, not so much as an adrenaline pumping event, but so it meets the needs of everybody, right? I was very encouraged on how things are going. The communications wise, with our end of the goal, very similar to both what Mike and Lorley said and what we do. As most of you are very well aware, we blast information through social media all the time. That is probably our biggest means to get communications out, especially when we have to make modifications on the fly, like changing the opening night of the play from Friday to Thursday so we can accommodate football, and then advertising that, hey, we're still playing, so come on out. So I do think the community is getting the information that we are putting out there. We try to meet everybody's needs at what they're requesting and the appropriate means of communication for them. So we're going to continue those efforts as well. But yeah, stay tuned on what's going on at the high school. The winter season's starting up pretty soon. Scholar Bowl's already gone through a couple tournaments, so we're still flying. We're moving and grooving. Any questions for me?
I think you're having a meal tomorrow night too, right?
Yeah.
Supporting.
Band.
Band?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes.
The meal before, before the.
On Thursday and Saturday night, not a meal on Sunday.
Okay. For Scranton Attendance Center, we also had a great parade downtown Scranton. It's so cute. It's the cutest thing you've ever seen. So I believe the entire community shows up on that one city block, and firefighters block off the road for a little bit and no one can get through, and we just do our little circle from the bank and around, and they love it. And then we come into the school and our district office people, they let us parade down and we finish here. It's super fun. And then the kids were carving pumpkins. Mo Baldwin's dad and him brought in, I don't know how many pumpkins there were in there. I mean, how many pumpkins were in that gym? Hundreds of pumpkins. Hundreds of pumpkins. So we gave away pumpkins galore. So they brought them in from their own pumpkin patch, and so that was really cool. And the kids all carved pumpkins and got to do some of those fun fall traditions. So they loved that. And we did a bus evacuation drill this month. That's always good for our preschoolers to experience what it's like to get out the back end of the bus and be escorted out and hustle up onto the sidewalk and practice some of those safety procedures. So we did that this month. Parent education goes out in the newsletter. Our teachers communicate through Seesaw. That's been the norm for many years. That parent education is usually preschool readiness skills that we're looking for to partner with families on all sorts of things. Our gals are talking to their parents all the time about not just kindergarten readiness, but also preschool readiness, as we have 3-year-olds coming in as well. Like, what are some great things to work on at home with your kids as they're transitioning to learning how to go to school, even though it's for only a half day. Our breakfast program is going well. We have about 10 to 15 kids each morning that participate in our breakfast program, so that's going really well. And preschool's moving along. Doesn't take long. Chargers of the month. Julie Flory got our primary teacher of for the month of October. She's our lead teacher here. She went back to school and got her administrative degree and really has learned a lot, into some leadership training and academy through Greenbush, and she's learned a ton, and she's really just a good advocate. You know, if I'm not here or there's a need going on, she leads collaboration meetings. She runs the newsletter. She gets feedback and does data assessment with the teachers. She just PD ideas. She works with me and Carrie on all sorts of things for the preschool in general. So she's a great advocate for our building and our staff and our students. So congratulations to Julie Flory. And then Phil Evans got our classified charger of the month. He's a bus driver for us. I see him mostly here at the preschool because he drops our little ones on and off at the morning hour, noon hour, and then in the evening. And he is just a ray of sunshine. I don't know if you've ever met Phil, but he is. Always got a smile on his face. The kids adore him. He is a kind soul. And he helps with gates. He'll come in and ask, you need help with gates, or do you need help with this, or help with that? And he's willing to just do anything. He just likes to be part of the school community. So congratulations to Phil as well. And then finally, I wanted to just, we did that Board of Education goal assessment tool, and I just thought each month when I have the principals do their board goals, I would then read a little bit about the feedback you guys gave us on board goal 1 when you guys filled out that assessment for us, so I appreciate you doing that. We did a 5-point scale, and that 5-point scale kind of ranked each one of our subsections of each goal. 0 was unknown, you're not familiar with this area. 1 is a very poor rating, 2 a poor rating, 3 a fair rating, 4 a good rating, and 5 an excellent rating. And there's indicators with each of those, meaning like, you know, are we needing improvement, making progress, but room for growth, things like that. So overall, I averaged up our scores that you guys gave us from all 7 of you. And for district communication, we received a 4.285. Thought that was pretty good. Most of the feedback from all of you largely was positive, painting a picture that our district's communication efforts have had major progress over the years, especially in past years when people were asking for more information, more transparency. Please share with us all the things that are going on in your schools. However, now that we're doing so much of that, I think it's kind of reversed on us a little bit, that there's almost too much and excessive communication, and we need some streamlining. So we've been talking a lot about all the modes and means that we use, and we as administrators, we talk about this all the time because it's also hard on our end, because when we push it out here, then we got to push it out this place and that place, and the website and Facebook and email and text messages. And so we're going to try to streamline that with a new initiative that we have called Parent Square. So one of your agenda items tonight is for Mr. Lohmeyer, who I tasked with looking into this piece of technology for our district to really streamline everything into one location that all stakeholders can participate in, from students to staff to administrators to the community, and really meet the unique needs of every end user and how they prefer to get communication, and then all your stuff is in one place. So even if we have a newsletter going out, it's not coming to you in 7 different apps or it's all right there for you. And so if you like the app piece, you can use the app piece. If you all want it to be text message, you can have it. So it will be very personalized to you as well. So I'll let Andy talk about that later, but based on your guys' feedback and kind of what we hear too from site councils and then just our own review of kind of the administrative side of things, we're going to see this as what we think a great benefit. So we'll talk to you more about that here in a little bit. So thank you for your feedback on board goal 1. We'll talk the next ones in future meetings.
Do you have anything, Karen? Are you good? Nothing? Sure? All right, anybody have any other questions? Nothing? Okay. 6.1, Robbie, do you have anything for us on transportation?
You do. I think you guys got paper in your packets. Last month, we kind of discussed our transportation for daycares within city limits. You guys asked for a little information, so I worked with Faith and we got a little bit more information put together for you guys. So our current policy, kids that are in grades K through 12, if the daycare resides within the city limits, we do not drop off at those daycares. If their kid is in preschool, then we drop off at those daycares as long as they are licensed. Currently, we have 4 daycares that are within the city limits that serve about 20 kids. Those numbers are based on the kids that I know about that are currently coming. And then there's a list of daycares that are in town. The only one on there is, it's listed on there, Kelly Moore. She does not currently have anyone that's K through 12, but she said that there's possibilities in the future that she could get some as preschoolers get older. So if we were to change the policy and begin providing the district transportation to daycares regardless of city limits, it would necessitate other logistical and financial changes. It would change. The change would require additional of at least 1 bus, maybe more, for new routes. It would create a need for more small buses plus the drivers, and buses would need to be ordered quickly because even if we decide to do this, we're a year out on ordering buses. So if we order a bus today, hopefully we get them by the summertime to start next school year. And if we wait till next year, then we're gonna have to wait another year after that in order to proceed with that kind of a change. I'm recommending that we just continue with what we've been doing if they reside within city limits. We don't transport K through 12. Currently, we're scheduled to return 3 buses at the end of this school year. I was gonna say it was roughly $70,000, and then we're gonna look at that much, maybe a little more, depending on how many buses we have to get to accommodate that, and including a driver with their salary and the upkeep for those buses. And then changing it could prompt other daycares as pickup drop-off points instead of current designated town stops. So reaching out to the daycares, maybe getting on their list to be picked up, causing the buses to be over maximum capacity. And then with our reconfiguration still up in the air, I think it'd be smart to wait to see what adjustments might be made to the routes and any other consideration of personnel that might need to change.
Questions about that? You probably truly don't know the numbers until everybody was to sign up anyway, right?
Right.
There's no way to know.
I have a question.
What, anything for Robbie or anything? Well, good, Robbie. Do you have any comments or anything?
Okay.
Good. Ready to move on? Okay. Thanks, Robbie. All right, that takes us to 7-1. Board of Education election results. Do you get to speak, Amy?
Sure.
Sure.
Well, I called the county election official today and spoke again to Kaylee. While there was a county commission meeting today, it was not the canvassers meeting. The canvassing meeting takes place tomorrow. So right now, unofficial election results are posted on the Osage County website, and those are the only results that she has to offer me. She did say, I asked about contacting her tomorrow afternoon to see if I could at least get a verbal count for sure of the election results, and they will not be available. They will be posted, official results Friday afternoon on the county website under the county clerk and election results. So that's all the information I can provide right now.
Okay.
So then we'll probably have to wait till December.
Right, so,
Yeah.
yes, so since I don't have official results now, I don't think I should issue any oaths yet because I don't have official results. So my 5 board members, that were involved in the election, at the December meeting, I will issue your oath of office and then turn it into the county clerk, after our December board meeting. And then they officially take office on the 2nd Monday of January is when you officially begin your term. 3 4-year people, and then Amy and Jamie for the remainder of the term, which would be 2 years.
Okay, perfect, thank you, Amy.
Yep, you're
Thanks for the update.
Thank you. All right, 7.2, Mrs. Mead,
Alright,
have something for us?
I do. Alright, so I'm here to talk about school district transportation policy for students in foster care. And I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can read this to you. KSDE is requiring schools to have a transportation policy in place, ensuring that kids in foster care can stay in their school of origin whenever possible. The goal is to prevent unnecessary school moves and provide transportation support so students can maintain stability and continuity in their education. So this is, you have a copy of this, I believe. And basically, I'm just gonna give a real life example because that's how my brain works best. So if it's not how yours works best, you can ask me questions. But so when we have students in foster care that need to move for whatever reason, our goal is that they can stay in their school of origin, which would be us if they were placed here. So if they are maybe moving to Linden. So when a student is moving, the first step that happens is called a best interest determination meeting. It's called a bid meeting. So all the stakeholders for that child have a meeting to determine where are they gonna go to school next? Are they gonna go to Linden or what? Obviously, if a kid is moving to Wichita, Kansas City, Western Kansas, we're gonna have to let that student go. We can't do anything about that. But if they're gonna be in our general area, we should try to work with other means to keep them in our district, at least if it's even to get them through that particular school year. Let them finish a year. Then if they wanna go to Linden, great, but what can we do? So there's some things we can do. After that bid meeting, if it's determined, yes, they should stay at Trail, like they're gonna move to Linden, we could make that work feasibly. We have 3 days to have a transportation plan in place. So Faith, Robbie, and I would probably be meeting and saying, hey, what can we do? We would look at various things, obviously the lowest cost option. Could the foster parent just drive them? Are they willing? Some foster parents are. Would they be willing to drive them if we pay them back, if we reimburse them for mileage? Could they drive them to the closest bus stop that our kids do get picked up at? We're gonna look at every option to keep them in our district is what it means, if it's in a drivable range. So that's the plan. And this is coming from KSDE. All schools are supposed to be putting this in place. I think we're a little bit ahead of the game on this because I keep communicating with Joe Jewett. I'm like, does this plan look okay? He's like, yeah, like you guys are on it. This is good. So one of the options that I didn't include in here is a memorandum of understanding with outside agencies. I didn't put that because in our area, I don't want to put that in there because it's probably not going to happen. I'm probably not going to get KVC or TFI or an outside agency to split the cost. I wish that was true, but it's probably not. So I didn't list it as an option. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be banging down their door asking if they would. It's just probably not happening. So I put the most feasible options that we would look at first. And that's it. Anybody have any questions? I talk fast, so.
So we will make this as a policy, and I'd like to put it on our board policies. We can put it in the transportation handbook as well, but I think they've advised that this is board policy, and then we post it just like we do all of our other policies. So this would be an adoption of that policy.
So you're ahead of the game, when do you have to have this done by? I mean,
They're just trying to clear it up. There's no
Whenever.
timeline. There's
okay.
no timeline. I think there's a lot of schools that don't have this, not even on the radar.
Okay.
So I think I feel confident that I'm on it about this.
So do you need a motion? I would like to adopt it.
I mean, I guess what I'm saying is,
I
I
mean,
mean, from what I see, it's
so-
fine, but you don't need more time to think it through or make sure there's a change.
Do-
I feel confident with this for this year, and if, I don't know how often we will lean on this, but I want it in place. And if I'm like, oh, we should have done this a little differently, we could maybe make some changes to it. But I would like to have something in place.
Well, we've been working on it since the beginning of school.
Yeah, we were on it right
So
away.
there's been some time put into it too.
And she's been working with our foster care liaison from KSDE that is in,
Joe do it.
in charge
Sorry,
of federal
I should have said
programs and foster care, so she's had great advice too in connection with the State Department on it, so I think she's.
I feel confident that this is a great starting point, and I don't know how often we'll use it, maybe
We should
never,
have some.
but we should have something in place.
I mean, define area. Is that 20 miles, is it 30 miles? That's the only thing I don't like is the grant, but I hate to see the kid that's 30.12 miles
Yeah.
out, and now we're saying, hey, it's, so the only thing I would say is maybe the reimbursement for mileage would be up to X miles, and then the rest
Okay.
we say area to give us some leeway.
Yeah.
But a mileage thing, I mean, what if a kid lives in Baser and they wanna come here and it's the
Well,
right thing, and I mean, are we gonna pay for mileage?
it's not gonna be up to
That's
us.
what
The
I was
bid
wondering.
team decides. The bid team decides. And if a
They
kid
decide
is,
if we reimburse mileage?
no, they decide if
They
it's in
stay
the
in our
best interest
school.
of the
To
child to
stay,
remain in
yeah.
San Pedro.
Correct,
If
but I
a kid
mean-
lives in Baser, that's not gonna be happening.
Yeah,
That's
fine,
just
I
not
was-
feasible.
Correct.
But
I
I'm
just-
saying, if it's another Osage County school, like, if it's Melbourne, if
Yeah.
it's Baldwin, if it's feasible, I mean, especially, I mean, you might have a senior that has 5 months left.
Yeah.
I could see them saying, doing that for 5 months.
And
I
then
hate to say even from
going into independent living or other options, it's just,
There's also room for partnering with other district transportation.
there is.
So if they're living in a different district's transportation to meet at district lines, there's things like that that we can do.
Yeah.
Now, if we're like
I don't know what the kid-
multiple districts out, I don't see placement here, so.
Yeah, I'm not
Because the furthest
trying to
that I
get
think we.
No, I totally
involved
understand
with
what you're
that. It
saying.
was more just our
But the
policy
school
towards
will never
mileage.
say, this isn't feasible, so the kid can't stay here. The bid team will decide that.
Yeah.
So if they say yes, then we
Figure it out.
gotta figure it out from there, so. And I'm part of the bid team, so I'm there hearing it and I'm like,
Did you, what,
this isn't very realistic, have you thought about this?
how much of that, did you talk with Casey about how much of this is reimbursable based on our driving miles out of our district? Are any of those covered? That'd be
You mean what?
I would-
reimbursable.
I would assume it would be in there because it would get logged in our book as one student, one parent, or one student, one adult. And it would get turned into like the report that we send to Rhonda, and she would just include it in the reimbursement for
Okay.
all that stuff.
So no matter if we went to,
Yeah, I mean, we do it all the way to School for the Blind right now.
that's true, okay, so if it's all reimbursable, then,
My other thought on that is I believe that foster parents can get reimbursed for transportation already through like the KBC or whatever they're licensed through.
Yeah.
Like taking them to appointments, school, that type of thing.
I don't know if school is included in that.
It might not be, but I
I
know
don't think it
appointments
is.
and
I
things
think
like that
that's
are.
like an expectation. Appointments maybe, but I don't think school is.
Okay.
But I can check.
If we
If
get
you want me-
more than
if you
that,
want me to
help
look
the
into
kid
that
and
stuff
get
more, I
more
can and come back.
Amend it maybe, or-
But
No, I'm with you, Tam. We do what's best for the kid. Some of these kids, you know, transfer schools multiple
So
times a
often.
year.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to meet their basic needs to do this, so I feel like this is the least we could do if, despite where it's at in the state of Kansas.
I mean, I'm thinking of a specific case last year that was just a placement here out of Linden. And it would have been, it would have made a lot of sense. Of course, that ended up being a whole other thing, so, but it would have made a lot of sense to just make that happen.
Mhm.
The more times they change schools, the more at risk, the more holes, so.
Do you have a suggestion? Would you
No,
like to
I
see
don't,
anything?
I would like to see a mileage on there, but I
The
don't.
policy says when feasible, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, I feel like that covers us for those one-off situations where you're
Well, the
driving
team
from
can
Kansas
say
City.
X miles is not feasible.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it's gonna be time in a car that's not
Yes,
Or
if
like,
it's
and they're doing
not,
that twice a day, if
if
it's
the
so
time
far,
in
it's
a
like,
card,
that's not gonna be good for them either, right?
Yeah,
It
no,
would
and
be
I'm
in
not
close
saying the
proximity.
decision, like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not-
mean,
Right,
how
you're
is
just
it-
saying
saying,
that-
how much are we going to pay somebody?
Can we
for
say
it?
that's not feasible if the bid team says they need to stay? You don't get to override
Well, she's
that.
part of the bid
I'm part
team.
of the bid team, so
Right.
I'm kind of
But
there
we
on
could
behalf of the
by
school.
mileage override it
Transportation on the
anyway,
district.
like,
It's fit-
if we had mileage in there, could we override it based on mileage?
No,
Okay, that was my.
so mileage really would.
So the bid team decides which mode of transportation and what the
The
district's
bid
liable
team
for,
decides, is it best for the child to stay in the school of origin?
and then the school has to determine the transportation from there.
And then we put the plan in place.
So the bid team would also dictate that we would have to reimburse mileage then.
Well, no,
We're gonna figure out how to get.
Depending
we
on
would
how-
figure
one of
out,
the
like
options
probably
to
Robbie, Faith and I
transport
would
the kid.
determine
So
after.
if
we
they
did
don't
setting
make
it
that
up, which
decision,
plan
then
we're
how
gonna
can we
take.
not put a mileage on
Then
there,
we
I guess
could
is my
control
question.
that at that point.
Yeah. So we
At that point, we could,
yeah.
at that point, we could, but we don't get to decide if it's,
No, I'm not talking about the decision, that is not
the
the concern at all,
mileage.
just the liability to the taxpayers. You know, here we are saying we're turning 3 buses in, we're trying to save money, and now it's like, hey, we're gonna pay X for travel, and we're not gonna put any kind of parameters around it, just feels. Again, not the decision, I'm trying to dictate that. But I'm one. And again, if
I
we
mean,
might
I'm
have
good with
one
putting
example
mileage
of
in
this.
there.
Well, we might only have one example of this, we could look and see if there's
I
30
can,
districts
I
that
can
come
go
in
back
and
and ask,
put-
is anybody putting in a dollar amount on mileage, or whatever for
Or
mileage,
distance.
or distance, sure.
Okay.
I can do that.
And if we adopt one, can we not just tell them, hey, even though you're traveling 50 miles a day, we'll only reimburse 30 a day, right? I mean, we could do that in theory, because it doesn't say reimburse every mile, it just
Well,
says
what's the situation?
for mileage.
What's the situation? I mean, do we really need to step it up for 3 months to help this kid graduate?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
pay 50 miles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, if it's a Topeka school, more than likely, like if it's
Yeah.
Washburn Rural or Shawnee Heights, they would meet me at a district line,
Yeah,
and all of our district lines
Yeah.
within 15,
And we've done that before.
20 miles, so it wouldn't be.
sounds like it can
So
easily
it's
be
not-
worked
that's
out.
not even the first option, right? That's if A, B, and C fail, we're on plan B already. So I don't wanna, I'm belaboring the point, I get it, I just, if we could look at next year putting a mileage on that, I would love to, but I'm good with making a motion to accept the policy not to be put, how do we word that? Recommendation to adopt the policy not to be put in the handbook to be reviewed next year.
That's good.
District policy.
Okay, thanks Maggie.
Yep.
That was a motion right there.
I'll second.
And a second, all in favor? Thank you, Maggie.
Thanks.
Thanks Maggie.
You bet.
Okay,
Next, you want me back, Michelle?
we haven't told you, you just hold on.
Speed this up.
Mr. Lohmeyer, I thought you about to explain it all,
Pretty much. She stole my thunder for sure.
Oh, is this the fair square, the straight line?
He was all excited.
Personalize it, sorry.
I was disappointed over there, listen.
You just go over it again, go over it again, I'm sure it'll be good.
He'll do a better job.
I will say, I am very excited about this platform, and when you've been doing the same job for 20 years, it's kind of hard to get excited sometimes. And this one has done it, like it has got the potential to be a real transformative platform. So when Faith gave me the directive to look into it, not gonna lie, I was like, oh gosh,
What does she want now?
what does she want this time? But as I started researching it, it started checking the boxes, and I started getting a little more excited. Then I asked Stephanie to come down, and I don't want to speak for her, but she seemed pretty excited about it.
Does it excite you?
And then about, I don't know, a few days later, we met as an administrative team, and Parent Square presented to them. And while there's a little bit of apprehension, because there's gonna be a lot of professional development involved, and you're replacing some apps that our staff has used for a long time. But the excitement was there, and we decided it was certainly worth pursuing. So, Parent Square, I'm just gonna kind of rifle through this a little bit. Sorry. You gotta see the front. You gotta see the first one. Cause it's, I don't know who that cutie is, but when I was looking through social media and I stole it, it was awesome, so.
My principal of the day.
Oh, that was your principal of the day. That was fun. She was writing up her sister. Right? Yeah, she was writing her sister detention.
I can go back. Okay, so Parent Square, they kind of break up their product into like 4 different buckets. Mass notifications, the best way to describe it is like a school messenger replacement. It's not, it's more than that, but it's the automated communication, it's the robocalls, it's the text messages, it's that side of it. Classroom communications, this is a completely new component that we have not had, but it is real two-way communication from staff to parents and students, for that matter, in Student Square. But it's that direct two-way communications in a lot of different ways. Your integrated school services would be your enhanced products like your forms, like kind of Google form replacement, but like the use cases would be like your signups for field trips or your permission slips or parent-teacher conferences, scheduling and stuff like that. So it's got a bunch of extra features there. And then smart sites would be our website replacement.
The website is awesome.
I made them kind of present in a lot of detail for me because I really like the aesthetics of our site. There's some management stuff that I'm not necessarily a big fan of, but I didn't want to see us take a step back on that side of it, and they definitely take it to the next step, or to the next, take that next step. So when I saw this graphic, it kind of spoke to me. And then I showed it to Faith, and Faith's like, yes, I'm that middle person right there. And so it is, I could probably double the amount of arrows and to make it actually legitimate. But it is a good representation of what our school goes through to communicate to everybody. And that column with all your guardians and students, I mean, that spoke to me quite a bit because I always just kind of viewed parents as parents. But when we're talking about communication, it is absolutely true. We have the tech shy. We have, and I can speak to being the busy guardian and struggling to keep up with, oh gosh, I got to use Remind for this sport and just all the different apps, the class dojos, and it's stressful as a parent, and so I get it, and so that other side, I mean, that's just a sampling of the tools that we use. It's certainly not all of it, but it's just kind of to give you an idea. The Parent Square solution, you've got everybody sending their communication to Parent Square. It's one unified solution. All the data, all the messages come in. The district staff will publish their communication in whatever methods they desire, whether it's social media, message, to the website, whatever, to the calendar. They'll do it all in Parent Square, and then Parent Square does all the magic about sending it to the guardians the way that they want. They can use the website or the app, or they can choose not to and just get the phone calls and the text messages and the emails. So it's their choice of how they want it, and it's the simplicity of sending it one time and it goes to where they want. So
The coaches will do this too.
Yes, everybody.
yeah,
That's gonna be the hard part, is me
That's the
telling
hard part for
everybody.
me is every coach uses
It is,
different
they
ones.
do.
But as
It's
a
the
parent, it's
teachers
crazy.
too.
Trying to keep
That's
up
what
with
makes
it.
me crazy.
Yeah. And it might take a little bit,
I'll make a motion to start this deal right now.
yeah.
It's hard to keep up.
It's
What did I
so
tell you?
hard.
It
You're gonna
is.
sell
So
us on
hard.
communication alone.
She pretty much told me to stop there.
Yeah.
So,
We don't need to hear anymore.
Okay, so the parent side, the mobile app has everything that the desktop has, so I'm just gonna focus on the desktop, but you can change between your child. You've got the middle section, which is a customized feed that only pertains to your kid. So that newsletter, that classroom newsletter, that field trip sign up, that whatever that got sent out, you pick your kid and you scroll through that center section, you're gonna find it fairly quickly. The events on the right side pertains to that building and that child. And then on the left, that far left bar, you've got messages and alerts, and so you can quickly search through and to get whatever you're looking for, you can kind of pick and choose. So it's a great little dashboard for the parents. And again, they can choose not to use this. They can just go kind of the way it is kind of now. So I'm not gonna go through all of these. I just threw these on there so you guys can kind of see comparison to what we have versus what we're getting. I do wanna point out urgent versus smart alerts. Right now, we send out a message and it just goes. It doesn't care, it just goes. Urgent in Parent Square is like, you can't opt out. Like, if we have a number, it's going out there. So school closing, safety thing, whatever, it's going and it's gonna it's gonna do its best to get to the parents. The smart alerts, which is probably the majority of the messages we would send out anyway, it cares about what the parents chose in their settings, and it's going to try, if a parent accidentally gave us a landline phone number and submitted that they wanted text messages, it's going to be smart enough to say, oh, sorry, this message needs to get to you, so you're gonna get a phone call. So it's, and it lets you clean up the data, or work around kind of some ugly data. Administrators were very excited about the ability to post social media all in one location to have, because now it's a kind of a busy way of doing it. And then the virtual phone was kind of a nice little, we have a couple situations where, right off the top, we know we would use it, but it's that software converts your computer into a soft phone, so you can make that phone call to a parent's cell phone or whatever phone, and it rings through like with Mr. Lohmeyer as the caller ID. I mean, so they know who's calling and it's going to their phone. And so, yeah, it is a Google Voice replacement, yeah. But again, it's all in one platform, one area. So, if you have any questions on any of these, I have dug deep into this platform. I can certainly answer them.
Does it talk at all to Power School?
Yes, so it's got API integration, so we would spend quite a bit of time getting that fine tuned, but any groups we have in Power School, all that data is coming out of Power School. The directory, staff directory is a feature on it where if you can click on directory and send an email to any staff member in the district, but it's coming from Parent Square, from Power School into Parent Square, so that the teacher who's wanting to send a message to parent A doesn't have to know parent A's email address. Parent A doesn't need to know the teacher's email address. It just happens. And so, but all that's coming from Power School. So
so in like forums or anywhere, does it have any of the same abilities like a Sign Up Genius? Or would you still send that out through this?
Yeah, so parent, that was a common use case that they advertised, was any sort of sign up, a calendar, like scheduling a calendar event, any of those were their, I guess you'd say top features that they always referenced, so.
What about putting like consents and things like that where you can just sign it online?
Mm-hmm.
That has
So,
all those.
like the field trip sign-offs, it
Yeah.
has e-signature capability, so,
e-signature, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That was one of the first questions I asked her, can we sign digitally?
Yeah, and full reporting, so any communication that takes place, we can run a full report on it, so if we have a quarter request, we can produce that documentation. The teacher who sends out that form and that parent who just doesn't want to do the website will get an email with that form, but she'll be able to run they will be able to run a report and say, okay, I'm missing 5 students and know to circle back with them, and it will continue to message them as well, so it's pretty slick. Okay. Smart sites, so these are, I took these screenshots from the demo that they built for us when they presented to me. This isn't our site. I wouldn't use that Boltman. Actually, it's kind of growing on me a little bit, so maybe I will. Stephanie didn't want me to.
I cannot stand that.
But I will say, and I still have access to that link, and so I could scroll through it if you guys really wanted to see it. But it's got all the features, and a lot of it does populate from, like when there's a checkbox, do you want this on the webpage, and it inserts it into the webpage in the news feed. The staff roster is pulled straight from Parent Square into the website. So, and that was a big one that I was looking for because I spend a lot of time frustratedly updating our staff roster. It's a busy task, and so templates. The biggest feature that nobody really, about myself, probably cares about, By 2027, we have to be fully ADA accessible on our website. That was a state law passed. Our site school gets a 1-year reprieve on it compared to the bigger schools, but it requires us to be ADA compliant. So any picture we update will automatically AI describe the picture and have it as alt text. When you're rolling out a new page and you have colors that are too close to the same, it won't let you publish it. It'll tell you, nope, you gotta change one of the colors. And so it will not let you publish without being compliant. Mobile friendly, so you go to our website, it's gonna look great on your phone as well as on the browser. So that's it. Any questions, any thoughts?
That right
there.
Time and cost.
Yeah. I wondered,
That's one,
so,
you don't like that one? You don't like that one?
No,
That's
I
the
the
good one.
wide one.
That's a good one.
This is the.
I should have put that, I wish I
That's
would have put that
the
one on here.
You
That's
said you were
the-
going
That's-
to.
And I was gonna put a
This
good
is the
picture of Faith
archive.
on the presentation too, and I chickened out on
Yeah, he
that.
had a picture of me, an old picture from me when I was, I don't even know when it was.
I chickened out, I didn't
And he
include
had it
it,
on
so.
there.
All right, so time and cost. At the admin meeting, we discussed delaying the rollout until the start of next year, because we're gonna have there's gonna be a lot involved with getting parents on, getting staff on, getting them trained. We're past a lot of the PD days. But I am still considering, doing maybe a partial rollout, which replaces School Messenger. And we could get the benefits that the administrators were wanting as far as like being able to post on social media and all that stuff. And it's gonna take me some time to get the website ready, and it would let me start building out the website and possibly roll it out a little bit sooner. So they've agreed, like if we proceed, I mean, it's, we will get to use it for the remainder of this year, but the actual annual cost starts in July, so our rollover. The cost side of it, we currently pay for 3 products that encompass these features that we can do away with. And we pay $10,964.83 for those 3 products. This one, I'm still negotiating the price just a little bit, going back and forth, but right now we're under that, $10,300. But that's the high end. That's your annual cost. I would have a little over $5,000 implementation cost to go with it too. But
And that's just a one-time.
the implementation would be the one time. So again, I feel like there's a decent chance that I can get it down a little bit too. But I don't really want to push them too hard because we're already less than what we're used to paying, and we get all these features that we want and I feel like need. So
We spent a lot on training and enrollment and making that a lot better. Will this impact that, or will we still be?
You mean Power School?
Yeah, so for enrollment, sorry.
We'll
Sorry.
still use Power School.
For our parent enrollment, so our parent enrollment will stay much the same. I might adjust it a little bit to collect data for this.
Okay,
But yeah, we'll still use Enrollment Express,
Okay.
and that part of it will.
So what 3 products would it be replacing?
So, School Messenger, Socks, which is our webpage host, and eCollect. And that's a platform, in full transparency, we haven't used a whole lot, but it is a data collection, much like Enrollment Express.
What about
Those are the 3 that we currently pay for, that we would be.
security for the site? Do we have any confidential information or PII or anything that's gonna be
On our
on
school,
the
webpage?
Parent Square stuff? Like, in other words, we had an issue here not too long ago with security breaches. Is this gonna subject us to it more, or is everything still?
I mean, so I guess in my book, it's the same because we're already sending that data to School Messenger.
Okay,
And so we're replacing one to go with another. So they're pulling the same data, they're just using it better. And I guess is a better way the way I look at it. There's always that risk,
Yeah.
and it scares me, it does. But so this company was founded by a husband and wife who were programmers, and their kids went through school and they were frustrated by the amount of communication. They complained, and the administrators were like, there's not a tool for this. And I can speak to that. 20 years I've been asked for a tool like this, and I haven't been able to produce it. And finally, thank you. It fell across my desk, and so they built the tool that they wish they had, and are making a lot of money from it.
Have you been able to talk to anybody that's used it, like a school district or parents or?
From a parent standpoint, I've purely only talked to the parent side, and that's Faith and Carrie both
Oh,
have
okay.
kids that are in it, so they speak very highly of it from a parent side.
So I will say like, you didn't really touch a lot on this, but, so having multiple kids, like you have one kid in this school and one kid in this school, so then it's like, you pull up the calendar and you're gonna see all the high school, all the junior high, all the stuff, right? Well, they have like where you can switch, like, okay, I wanna look at elementary school, I wanna look at just junior high, I wanna look at just high school. So they'll have that, they'll still have the full calendar too, but you can swap, so like, you know, when you're, I don't know, Faith has it on her phone, like when you are on Power School, say, and you pull up and you have like I have 3 kids, right? So I have the 3 tabs, like which kid do I want? It's basically similar, so she can pull up this kid and their stuff and then swap to the next kid and their stuff, and it's just super easy to navigate and.
So what she's talking about is they would hit this little hamburger menu right here,
Yeah,
and they would switch, or on the website, you'd have your kids listed right there, and you'd switch between them.
so yeah, the different, so yeah, if you have a kid in junior high, and you wanna see what's going on in junior high, just pull up their calendar.
Another feature I just wanna bring up too
Cheaper
is,
and better.
you know,
Yeah.
Everybody's asking for it.
I just wanna say one thing about our staff and also just some protection of staff and confidentiality and just bringing a different kind of lens of professionalism in how we communicate. In a small community, you know, we get subjected to using our phones and our phone numbers a lot to communicate, and it's easy to give out a number to a parent here or someone there, and this really put us in a better place to professionally to use a platform, and we can still text message, but I don't have to use my phone number, this phone number, we can do it right through the app and still have a text concept. So I really like that feature, I think it helps keep things just more professional, also have boundaries at nighttime and whenever people, you know, cause we just become very accessible and for our staff's sake, you know, we have a contract day and then we have nighttime and we have our phones and we have our devices, and I think keeping those things separate is important for everybody.
So what about, like apps that teachers use, like for classroom, use something like Seesaw and some of those things, will they still have, no? So we'll trim it all down?
I'd trim it all.
Google Classroom?
So Google
will still
Classroom,
remain.
so Google Classroom is a student platform for academics, but I can get my Google Classroom alerts here. So even though I have that Google Classroom, I'm only getting it in one place. I'm not getting a separate thing from Google Classroom, or I gotta go to the Google Classroom app. I can get it here. So I do get, you know, notifications for 7th grade math, Google Classroom in there. And it's because it must go through my email, I'm assuming, right? Is that how I get that?
I'm not exactly sure how that integration is.
Okay, well, I just get an email.
Yeah.
I don't just happen. That's
Not
your
that
job.
translation, nobody really understands.
That's your job.
You don't get an email, you just get it on the.
Well, I can get it how I want.
Notification.
It'll give me a
Right,
text
right,
notification, cause I like text, it'll tell me,
Yeah.
text, you have a Google Classroom notification. So I can get all that.
I'm sure there's an API integration with the Google and Parent Square, so Parent Square is huge, and they support a lot of
We could do our
and
Friday
of course, Google is massive, so.
Leaving strangers.
so that's Andy, cause I had talked to him too, cause I'm like, you know, I'm pretty sure I still have Seesaw on my phone. Right now I use Dojo, which I hate, I'm sorry teachers, I know you guys like it, I cannot stand Dojo. Some teachers use Facebook, you know, I'm sick and tired of going back and forth, and especially with 3 kids, like, okay, how am I communicating with this teacher, wait, which one do I got, what's the name of that page again?
You got sports.
And sports, right, yeah, so this basically, he said we have to make sure to get the teachers on board with it, but yeah, it'll all just be in one place.
Yeah.
Patrick, I see it, will love this, I
I
mean,
know.
it's gonna be a little too late for him.
I hear about this conversation.
So yeah, no, it's awesome, and also the community groups, so, like, I had it up there, but, so he said like PTO or say like after prom or something, so I will say, I don't know how PTO communicates with each other, but like after prom, I know we use GroupMe. And they get on there, and so they can actually go on here too, well, yeah, down at the bottom, I mean, they can use this also and get on there, like,
if they go to the website, they have, I wanna join a community group. So we would set up a community group in advance by request or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the community can go there and join it. So you have a veterans, whatever, I mean, you can have it. We can communicate to just that group as well, so.
Everything at once.
So, but is there visibility to that? In other words, let's say somebody creates a group and then it gets to a point where there's something negative that happens, is that gonna tie us back to the school? Like, let's say.
So, yes, there's full reporting. If it happens, if the communication happens within Parent Square, and then I will say the caveat to the community group is if they aren't part of, if their email address is not in Power School, then they won't just automatically be able to join. Somebody will have to approve it, to join it separately. So average Joe, just random person in Russia can't join that group, so.
And you have full visibility to the communication going on within that group, so, okay, that was my.
Not just me, all administrators.
Sorry, yeah.
Just-
Well,
just-
if something was going on that
Just
was,
to be clear, yeah.
wasn't above board, we could
Yeah.
nip it quick.
Yeah.
And get rid of a group or correct it.
I will also say I asked Andy to color code our calendars. Just- so you
And
know,
I also said, I'm not sure I can, but I will try.
he's going to try.
Like by what? By sport, by
Yes.
academics, by
Sports,
school?
no schools, yeah,
Yeah.
music, like, I don't know.
Colors.
Like,
Every
I'm,
color of the rainbow will be on there.
you guys should see my calendar. Everyone has their color, everyone has their, yes.
So like,
It's gonna be brown, it's just every color, it's gonna be a big mix of colors. You got a musical.
One of the admin wants to post something, will it then, can it also post it on on Facebook or something?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it's a checkbox, so.
I just feel like a lot of the community, I mean, not everyone is on Facebook, but I don't know that everyone.
We're not gonna stop it where it all goes, it's just gonna be all housed in one
Right.
place, and then you as a
Okay.
user get to
decide
decide
where you want it to.
Yeah, where you want to consume it.
From our side, though, we get to still push it
Yeah.
all the places we wanna push
And
it.
that communication goes out to people who
But-
aren't in Power
Yes,
School.
that's what I'm, yes,
Yeah.
that's what
But
I'm.
I think the big point of it is, you're not gonna, as parents, you're not gonna have 10 different apps that you have to check for whether
For all
it's school or
things.
sports or
Yeah.
anything like that.
And I will say, I feel like we'll get there. I think there's gonna be a little bit of patience and training and I
For
mean,
sure.
we're gonna have,
This
it's
will
gonna be,
take a little
it's
bit.
gonna be a
Yeah, the
process.
The rollout will be a year-long process probably to get it real
But
well.
I think it'll definitely.
You guys might be fine, but what we'll deal with on the other might be a little slower. We'll get there though.
Well, I'm super excited.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Thank
Do
you.
we need to make a
Do we need to
motion?
make a motion to move on?
It's up to you, sure, but let's do official.
Yes.
Stephanie, would you like to
Okay, I'll make the motion. Or
You
go
just
ahead,
said yes.
Stephanie.
I make the motion that we incorporate Parent Square as our new mode of communication.
I'll
You
second.
could have done better at the show. You second?
Yeah.
All right, all in favor?
Thank you
All
guys.
right.
Randy?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Amy.
I guess before we move on, are you boys here for Mr. Staub? You make sure you get your name on their list, right, before you take out of here.
You just got here about 5 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
7:15.
Yeah. We'll back you up, don't worry about it, we'll back you up. All right, reconfiguration discussion. Anybody have anything they wanna start with, comments? Faith, you got questions? I talked to Faith, you kinda know a lot of my comments and feelings.
Yeah, I just wanted to open up the floor, we don't have, any pressure tonight, HTK's not here, no one's here, I just wanted to give you guys the floor to, maybe everybody share where they're at right now, talking about the two big options, which are 2 or 3 campuses, where we're at with that. How you feel about some of the additional details and the questions that you guys had for HTK last time they were here. And then maybe, a timeline moving forward, what direction do we wanna go, what timeline are you thinking, what pace do you wanna do, and additional process procedures for me that you may want to, give me guidance on, so I can prepare what you need, to help make decisions, so whatever that is.
I guess my thought, first thing to me, is we need to decide option 1 or option 2 before we move forward with particulars. There's no sense in doing particulars on option we're not gonna do.
I agree.
I
Well,
mean, if
are we
could- if
talking
could just
options
make-
or concepts? Like two or
Because
three
and how many
campuses?
campuses?
Yeah, 2 campus or 3 campus.
Okay.
To me, if we could just get that decision made before we get too deep into the woods on everything, that would be a big step for me.
Yep.
And then we can worry about the particulars, in my opinion, that's what.
I 100%
I agree, I feel like I don't know that I like the 3 campus option that was presented, that we looked at in most in depth.
I agree with Jamie. I think that's, to me, I think it's a lateral move to what we're doing now. Well, yes, we're still going to get an addition on to the high school with the junior high, but in reality, that's really something we could do tomorrow. And not with the junior high, so to speak, but we're talking about closing one building or repurposing this building. And that's something that's been discussed and that we could honestly do tomorrow if it came down
We
to.
go to 3 campuses.
We would go to 3 campuses tomorrow, that's
Right,
what, yes, my point I'm trying to make.
And not that I.
Without spending
For
26
the
million.
amount of
Yes,
money
yes.
that we'd be spending, I don't like that option.
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm out on free campus, I just feel like there might, in my mind, be a different configuration in PK 2 to 3 5.
Well,
And not spending $26 million and still having 3 campuses.
Well, and
That's what I
aside,
feel like.
exactly, and aside from the money part of it, are we fixing what we're trying to accomplish in transitions? I mean, the education piece of it, I don't think that we are.
I feel the same way.
I agree.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
most excited
Please,
about,
everybody.
I'm most excited about the educational opportunities in 2 campuses.
Me too.
How much more we can do for kids sooner
When
when we
we're,
have options.
when you're not, I think they maybe mentioned this, but when you're not paying for brick and mortar. I mean, I know there's substantial emotional ties to buildings, and I don't wanna overlook that or downplay anybody's emotions when it comes to that, because, I mean, I came from a district that did this very thing, but at the end of the day, I think doing what's best for our kids, like you said, an education opportunity, and the things that we could potentially do with those opportunities by saving some money on not running so many buildings, I think would be really great.
I know.
Great. It was great. I was a student when it happened, and I loved it.
So I just, I don't know if it was for Friday notes or what, but when we talked about the 4 buildings and the Evergy bill alone was 18,000 something for October?
For one building.
Oh, that was one?
No,
Wait,
all
that was
buildings.
all-
All
that was
buildings.
four.
One
Yes,
month,
that's right.
One
all
month.
buildings.
I was
one
like,
month.
wait,
Yeah.
what?
But we would be.
All 4 buildings,
Right.
so think about if we could cut that in half. I mean, that's 1 month for just Evergy. That's insane.
It hurts my stomach.
Right, and then spending 26 million to do 3 campuses and then spending the same amount on just 2 campuses where you can save money on all these bills, transportation, the teachers can be.
And when you're looking at the 2 options, I mean, we kind of just got this awesome FFA thing going, and with the 3 campus option, you don't get the expanded CTE, which I think would be really a cool addition, that we're not gonna get with the 3 campus option either, so.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess let me put it to you this way. If I'm asking to make a decision to go with the 2 campus versus 3 campus, I'm not saying we're making the decision to run the bond on this date or whatever.
No.
I'm saying we're gonna go
I know this is
down the
what we're gonna
direction
pursue.
of this.
We're gonna
on
focus
this
on
option, right?
Dig into
Yes.
that.
And that doesn't mean we're still gonna do it at all, just, that's the path we're gonna look at.
We
That's, what's that?
And I totally agree with that, but I do wanna add a little something to that. I struggle with us not trying to come to that resolution for a March election. And the reason being is, we've been talking about this for a while now. I mean, if we're gonna date back to doing town hall meetings, meeting as boards, then we have our steering committee and the people that have worked really hard the last few months, of course, us board members too, but the people on the steering committee, and I'm not saying I wanna rush it. I wanna get it right, and I think I can speak for everybody on the board, we wanna get it right. But I think we're getting down to the point, when's the deadline? December 10th. So I think if we really dig our heels in and we probably will have to have another special meeting or two to really hammer down some of the little because I feel like we're down to like little details. If we can decide that we want 2 campus option and we can dig our heels in and decide on these little details, I don't see why we can't try for the March. And of course, this is me, this is my opinion, but I feel like if we don't, all of this stuff that we've just done is just gonna the sales are just gonna kind of go down. You know, the momentum that we've made, the progress that we've made, because then I feel like we're just gonna stall out for August is the next option that we can do. What are we gonna do for that next 4 months? I don't feel like we need to talk about these fine details for 4 more months. That's where I'm at with it, so.
I am afraid if we delay, we will lose momentum too, because I think there's a lot of excitement right now, and also our football team's doing great, so.
So I just wanna add to that, like, I agree, I think that, you know, we need to get to a decision, however, I will say, in doing so, we're definitely gonna need to have a couple more meetings, because, and nothing to you guys that were going to the meetings, nothing to against the steering committee, but I will say I was highly disappointed, you know, the gym, I mean, I thought that was something that we had talked about and mainly focused on, like, yes, we want, you know, a gym where we can host regionals. I mean, Laura Lee sat there and said, you know, well, I need this and I need this and I need, like, why was that stuff not in there? You know what I mean? Like, I know you guys have been working really hard on that, and I mean, I think it's great, but I feel like, I mean, yes, we need to get this right. We need to make sure she's getting everything she needs, you know, they're both getting everything they need. Do us.
We did have another meeting with them, with the admin, so that we
Yeah.
could share with them what we wanted.
And that's what, so, and I know I had spoke to you, and I guess, did you two speak with them as well? And I mean, you told them everything you want, everything you need,
Yeah,
all
we
3 of
walked
you,
through
and
it.
I just wanna make sure, like, right, like, we want to get it right.
I agree.
And I think I want to
100%.
say a little bit to the gym thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I could feel like, for lack of a better term, got lost in the sauce of the meetings, but I will say when they were asking for priorities. Do I think athletics is a priority? Absolutely, I do. But when you put it out there, okay, what's your top priority as a parent, a stakeholder, whatever, what are you gonna choose? You're gonna choose security of your children, you're gonna choose the education, and I can't remember what the other couple of options was, and then athletics is thrown in there too. So then we're looking at tier things, okay, what's most important? So yes, was that an overlook? Probably so, but did they come back and give us options now for it? Yes, they did. So I don't know.
No, that's what
I'm
I'm
a
saying,
little-
like, we had to ask, so yes, we need to
Right.
have more meetings. I'm not gonna make a decision today, I'm not gonna make
No,
one in
and I'm not
December
saying we
unless
need to
we
make-
have a couple more, you know, make sure that everything's in there and
Yeah.
everything's right. That's my opinion.
No, and that's what I meant, but I'm not saying I wanna rush this or anything,
Yeah.
but I feel like we're gonna lose a whole lot of momentum and that price tag is gonna go up if we pull it off too.
Yeah,
Stephanie,
that's true, too.
there's some other details, so the gyms, the band room, the scale, the principal's feedback, all that's been done in these new pieces. Is there anything else you're thinking that you wanna see that I can provide to HTK that you guys wanna see? I'm happy to give them all of that, whatever you guys want.
So the only thing I didn't see on the new plans we're still missing a few classroom pieces. Like, it just says high school classroom, did we make sure, like Kyle, that
Yeah, we
did
counted
have,
out everything that we currently have and we
Yeah.
made sure that the identified classrooms on this plan fit the number
right,
that we.
And there's a couple of flex that are just listed as high school, correct?
Not necessarily, there are a couple, yes, but not all 4.
Okay.
okay, cause that's,
So we have, if we get more students, or if we get, say we bring in a new class or something, we'll have extra classrooms.
Yeah.
In both schools.
Yes.
in Carbondale as well?
Yes, she put down,
We still have, I had a large concern about the amount of sped rooms. And just talking about sped and things, and so like one is flex / sped, which I think that's what it'll be used for, and then we still do have, the original flex building, up in that second grade wing that they kept there.
so there were 5, right, that we were looking for? And we got 5.
Right, but if you need flex bedrooms, there's gonna be no flex rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's still one flex room. Where are the others?
Well, the other thing would be the band room at the pre-K through 5th grade. That would need to be discussed if we're still planning to offer that or.
Yeah, and we talked about that as flex space. What were the other flex spaces we talked
I'm
about?
saying that could be a flex
Shirley, Mike?
space.
Yeah.
Tech.
Tech, oh yeah,
There's
tech.
a band, because we probably.
We don't need band.
Vocal music, band.
Oh, jeez, okay, sorry.
I don't.
I don't think we should.
Well,
It's 1 year,
and
that's.
I guess to expand on where you're at, I'm willing to go forward with March, but these gotta come a long ways for me.
Okay.
And if it's not right, like, I don't wanna do it till it's right.
No,
Like,
I
we're
agree.
100%
I guess that's
sure,
my,
and this right
that's-
here, if I'm a taxpayer going to vote, I want to be able to look at this and say, this is what I'm voting for, not, we want $25 million, trust us. Cause the answer is, no, I don't trust you with 25 million.
I don't either.
And I want it to be, this is what we're doing, this is the method of construction we're gonna go with. And we are 100% certain, if you vote yes, you're going to get this. Not, you're voting for this and maybe get this.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
And I would like these to be, I mean, I don't wanna have a question on, oh, that's 30 feet across there, I mean, just put it on there, if that's what it is. Right?
I agree, and
I feel like
that's,
we're paying enough money that we can give set plans and say, this
That's
is
my
what we want to
concern.
build, this is what's best for our kids, like Amy said, the educational opportunities. We want to know that it's there, and as much as we don't wanna lose the wind in the sails,
Right.
if we have to take that time to get it right, I wanna make sure that we do it right, and if that means 3 more special meetings between now and then, I'm willing to put in that work too.
Yeah, I am too.
But these got to be,
Right.
this has to be fixed.
100%. And I will
This
say,
has not been
Michelle, I'm
done.
not,
Until
No, guys, and
tonight,
I'm not saying, hey, we've gotta do it, I'm just,
No,
this
no,
is
no,
just
no,
where
I
I'm
agree with
at,
you.
and I want it to be right just as much as everybody
but
else.
I'm just saying, if we're gonna build a new gym, we're
Right.
gonna build it right. We're not gonna build a gym that we can't
Well,
use,
and the
you know what I
reason-
mean?
and
And
the
that was
reason why
my
I said
point,
that-
not that, I
I
mean,
just want us
I
to be
know-
motivated to try to get there.
but I'm gonna
That's
say
all
right
I'm
now,
saying.
like, looking at
I've
this,
done all this work and I just wanna say, maybe let's do one more meeting and see if we can get there. I want us to be motivated to
no,
try to get there.
100%, I'm good. But I'm saying, like, this right here, this band room is not big enough, like, why is this even an option? I'm sorry, like, I'm disappointed in this.
that's my comment on that
Like,
is,
why is
that's
this
why I'm
even
saying
on
I want this to be right, so let's get her
So
the
let-
information to
So
get
let's
that
just,
so we
well,
can-
I think we're gonna have to
decide.
meet with
Is that-
HTK from here on out.
I do too. I'm disappointed HTK isn't here, because I feel like,
That's
how-
mostly my fault.
but I'm disappointed because I
want
feel
it.
like, how are we're gonna do a two-way communication. I'm communicating to Faith, I feel like we're all communicating what we've already communicated, but yet they're not here to rebuttal what they brought back to us,
So
you
let me
know?
play devil's advocate. Last meeting could have been an email, right? They didn't rebut anything until I got this when I came in. Did you get this before today?
No, I got it
No,
today.
you got it when you came in and we met.
No, you.
No,
Yes.
we emailed it to us.
Yes.
You got,
Yeah,
I
I
got it
did.
Monday, sorry.
Yeah.
I got it
Sorry,
Monday.
yes, Monday, and
So
I did
I've had
send
2
back,
days to look at it, but my point is if HTK is here and we're talking about the band room, they're not gonna go draw it up and tell us, right? She told us last time it'd be about $500,000 to add
Just roll right off.
1,000
the top
square
of it.
foot, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm advocating for my position here. I said I don't think we need HTK here because we're not doing it real time. They're gonna get our feedback. I could send them an email and tell them all the things that we just told them and they'd have it tonight. Right? If we were sitting down and they had some software up, we were going through it, add that, how much did that just add to the bill? Okay, if that's 104 seats and we got 118 kids in band, we might grow 10%. What's 140 seats look like?
And we just said that last meeting too.
Right,
It's
so
like,
I mean, I guess my thing is I don't feel like
118
we're doing anything real time. They're coming to a meeting and listening to us, and they're coming back to the next meeting. So yeah, we can meet 2 or 3 more times, I'm okay with that, but I don't feel like anything we did last meeting couldn't have been an email, right? And the other thing I wanna say is that the first time that I heard about option 2 was on October 16th, that last committee meeting, right? So of the 2
Well, I
options
think
that we
that
were
was-
presented with was 6 months of working on it. I
Yeah.
found out 3 weeks before the November board meeting.
Well, I think that was for some of the feedback that they had gotten from the steering committee about still wanting to have 2 elementary schools, essentially. Because that was something that was heavily discussed during the steering committee.
So maybe we need to break it back down to the 2-campus versus 3-campus option,
I
get them
think
on
we just
that
need to
track.
I feel like we need to
I
decide
feel
that
like
today.
we just need to determine, I think from what we've said is most of us have wanted 2-campus. So I think if we can, like you said, decide that aspect of
Yeah.
it, then
Then they can go into more
But to
detail.
expand on what Justin said, I mean, it was literally, less than 2 weeks ago, we talked about Bandra not being big enough and the number of, 117, 118?
Yeah.
And what they came back with is 104? Still don't feel like they're listening.
I feel like let's.
Where are you looking at?
Enlarge
Is this
the
not
enlarge
in
the
there?
entrance right here.
It says 104 seats.
To put it back in the basement where it
That's,
used to be.
okay, that's
But
in the
there's
basement, but
another-
here's an option
there's
one
another
is
option up
121.
Okay, well, then,
Yes, there
yeah.
is another option, but why is this even in here?
because they're trying to give,
We
because
talked about the basement option, they brought that up based on the addition,
Yeah, so we talked about the aesthetics
Of
of
the
the dome,
Adding on
adding
the
that addition, and are there any concerns with if you do an exterior addition on a round building, are we gonna have damage like leaks because tying the roof into a dome?
so they asked me
structure?
if they should even put that in there, and I said, go ahead and throw it in there if it's an option, because it's an option, I wanted to give you as many, so they even asked me, should I even put that in there or not? And I said, well, if you think we can get over 100 kids in there, then let's put it on there as an option. I'm not an architect, but, you know, I know we have different spaces and different ways we can use them. So we talked through it a little bit and,
I also like this configuration of the way you set up a band, is that realistic? When you have different instruments need different space. We don't have 104 kids sitting the same
Not
distances
close.
apart, and I don't know, I just think that's not quite, I mean, a trombone needs how much more space than a flute, but that has to be accounted for in it. Sure. They have to practice and play and have their stands and around their stands, and you know, there's just a lot in that, and I don't know, I don't think it looks as neat as that in real life.
So I feel like if we're thinking 2-campus, why don't we start looking at the 2-campus and some of the things that we, like, don't like, wanna see more change,
What's that?
if that's what we're gonna go for, or, if that's our goal, then let's look at the options for the 2-campus and.
Is it possible where the current wrestling room is on that half dome there? I think, I can't remember if I talked to you, I think it was you, Faith.
about
Maybe
throwing
it
the
was
wall
you,
out.
Tanner. That wall, because there's a lot of space there, there's no bleachers, there's nothing there, and possibly making that the band room.
So, because they practice with those mobile goals, we see those on, that we move, and we put 2 gyms in there for practicing, they put those goals on those 2 sides. That was kind of that concept for that space next to the wrestling room wall, does that make sense? So we have the 2 goals down here, we have the full court, then you can make 2 half-court gyms for practice. Are they full court? They have, they'd be,
They're not,
they're not full, but they're not half.
short of full if you're going
Do they
perpendicular.
use those?
They'll put them up. Because if the boys are all in one gym and the girls
Then
are all
they'll
in
do
the other,
JV
they're gonna be
inside.
more than just the 2 end goals.
So those can't be stored at the end of the
There's
gym?
no storage in for those goals. So like with volleyball, you'll see them pushed up against the wall, when we play volleyball in there. So we don't have any storage for those goals.
But also just put them on the edges.
Right, that's what I'm
Not
talking about, the
storing them.
edges
But that would.
of the court, where it wouldn't necessarily need to be stored, but they're on the edges. Cause there's a lot of space around that area, without having to be an actual storage, and that's where they're at now, right? They're just stored against the wall.
Mhm.
Not, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And so,
But use that space as part of their court also when they put them out, right? Do they go all the way?
Yeah,
Almost
so
up
they,
against the
they're
wall
from
when
when the
they're playing
bleachers
on
are put away, the back edge of those goals is pretty close to those bleachers, and then the opposite side, the back edge of the goal is really close to the wall. That has a scoreboard.
2 courts. Yeah, they're running east west.
I have a question for you. Okay, so looking at this, where the weights room is now, is that big? Okay, so it's, oh, never mind, I see the square footage here. So it's smaller than our wrestling room now currently? Okay. Cause I was kinda thinking I wouldn't mind, I mean, moving weights up to the wrestling and maybe move wrestling downstairs and then maybe moving band where they're putting this new wrestling room here. You see what I'm talking about on, I don't even know what page I'm on.
Option 2, the large band room.
Yeah, that one. But I guess that wrestling is smaller, I didn't realize that room was smaller.
That wrestling room is smaller than what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I think that's a great
So she's
idea.
saying if you could move the wrestling room down to.
Where it says
where
band
the
room,
is.
but
And
wrestling,
then this new addition where the wrestling is.
It's about 400 square foot smaller.
Yeah.
It's 2763 instead of 3164.
yeah, I didn't realize it was smaller. So that wouldn't work for wrestling. So I have another question. I have a lot of questions. So I will say, and this is an honest to God, it may sound stupid. Does middle school need gym lockers?
They're changing out.
Yeah, they change out.
They
Well,
change out.
Well, that's where
Like
practice.
secure
Football,
possessions.
Football gear.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like they leave their
sports gear.
sports gear and things like that
So
there.
they do leave their stuff
Yeah.
in there, they don't, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not too fast to stuff around all of it.
yeah, I
I
would
was
say.
just asking,
No, no,
I don't
that's-
know.
That's a good question.
No, I agree.
Do we know, or maybe it's something we could figure, like what's the square footage of space that our band is currently taking up? You know, I realize it's kind of abstract, but they're practicing on the stage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and they all fit up there.
Right, so what's the square footage of that stage? Cause it doesn't seem very big to me.
No,
I didn't think it
agree.
seemed very big either.
And we're
It's-
like, in our
So-
head, we're just set on this square
It's deeper than you
footage.
think, if you're looking on that map, it's the depth.
Yeah,
is a
I've been
lot
up there and even gone back, we've actually entered through there.
The thing is, there's no instrument storage in the way, hanging off the walls or taking
Sure.
up depth of the, like it
But
is in
I'm
that
just
band room.
strictly talking,
That room shouldn't practice everything that you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
what is the square footage of space that they take up? And basically, if you could tell me the square footage of that stage, that might be helpful to give us a better,
Like, is that enough room or is that what we need or?
But then we would just need somewhere to put instruments basically on top
Right.
of that.
right, well, no,
But I know exactly
we
what you're.
need to be bigger than what that is,
Can we just go to practice
but-
and measure how big the kids are?
So also, so if enrollment is declining and we have smaller classes coming through, if we keep the same percentage of students in band, our band numbers will likely also decline some as well.
I am predicting that. I'm predicting that for all things,
And
but
that just makes sense.
yeah.
There's a bullet that says room is still smaller than the recommended, so to your point, HTK acknowledged that, they just put it on there.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Right.
they did,
And the red lines
which is,
indicate the
Kyle,
original
you
area.
probably don't know how big the girls' wrestling room is, do you, square footage?
Oh, I
wise?
do,
Do
it's
you?
2,300 square feet.
It's 2,300 square feet.
The one downstairs right now next to the classroom.
Yes, and you guys, you need time to look through all of this, I get all that, you do, and HGK knows all that, they knew that this was going to create questions and have enough time, because we got to you on Monday, and it took Monday so we could get all the principals together to meet and talk with them.
And that, to me, if Mackenzie stood here and said that basement is all I need and that's adequate, then I think I could sit here and argue all day, it's or
Right,
isn't, but if
that's
the
what I
teacher
feel.
says I
But
can
yeah,
do
but I
it, that's
guess,
what we do.
and that is a good, that's
Yeah,
a
and we
good
talked to
point.
Kyle about talking to Mickey, we'd wanna talk
Yeah.
to Mackenzie and on what space is, also desirable for her in a aesthetic piece and the way the sound is, I
Right.
think acoustics are a big deal,
For
all of
sure,
those things,
for
so.
sure.
But I think my big thing was that the decision we make was a 30-year decision, right? This is the goal that we think we wanna be 30 years from now, not what's a little bit better than we are today, right? And so I think the 2 campus was there, right? Cause
That's
3
what I
campus is
guess
no
so.
action in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I agree.
So to me, I think the first step
Yeah, I
with the
think so
right
too.
step with the principals and okay, do you have adequate classrooms? Okay, we can, Laura Lee and Mike and Kyle can say, well, this is where we wanna put this group and that group.
Right.
I could say that's where I think they should go, but that's probably not
At
the
the end
right
of the
thing.
day, yeah, and that's what I don't wanna get held up on, I guess, is where's, I don't know, tech going to be
Or where's the
located, or
Spanish
where's the
class?
Spanish
Yeah.
class going to be? I think that's up to our administration and the teachers that are gonna be teaching those classes to come to that decision. But
I
yes,
just
I
wanna
think
make
we
sure
just wanna
there's
make sure we
space
have
for it.
adequate room, and if they're
We don't wanna
telling
think
us
about that
Right,
later, that can't be a thing.
Yeah, yes, you can't go back, right, once it's started, so.
Wonder like, okay, so say with putting the band, cause that used to be the band room down in
Yes.
the basement,
Yep.
right? So it's already probably have the acoustics, I don't know.
No,
Updated,
Cause they
No, so
changed
they-
it.
and they filled in the floor. If you remember, it used to be,
yeah,
it's not like that anymore.
oh, that's right,
Yeah,
it's
it's
straight
flat.
across, oh, yeah.
But Faith
'cause it
said there's
did used to.
probably actually more room with the way that it is now, is that right?
Yes.
But I'm saying like, okay, so on this one, it's showing, yeah, no, there's not enough seats or what have you, but if we take out this storage and
Mhm.
practice and office and use all of this space, would they fit in there? And then maybe, I mean, I hate to have them here and their instruments across, well, that's what
Well,
I'm
we
saying,
would
like
need
in the
this-
second wrestling room.
I
Because
bet
if
we
we
could
build
put a
this
shed.
on, then we're gonna have a giant wrestling room, you know what I mean?
Put a shed out there, okay? Get a shed.
We just switched those two.
We got stairwell that
Take the
just goes
shed
straight
from Carbondale that no
the-
one's using.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe the drop floor in the shed. It's like a win-win.
We need another shed.
Yeah, we need a shed, right?
She's one of those sheds.
Have a shed sale.
So, I mean, personally, I feel like I'm sold on two campus. I've heard the support. I think it's the best thing 30 years from now. I would just ask that, I mean, for some of the fine tuning, and to Tanner's point, you're probably gonna need more details. You're gonna know more than I, but I just, if we have the administrators saying that not only can we be successful, but we'll thrive in that situation, then
What other details do we need? Obviously, the band room is such a big thing. That's
Well, and
huge.
once, and if you go for a bond and the bond passes, they will have a whole design process with
Sure.
construction, and that design will have a design team.
Yep.
We will bring in teachers and administrators and board members, and it will also be part of that's the process that I'm
But I'm
familiar
talking
with.
about to get to that point,
Sure,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
What details do we need from HTK?
Sure, what else do you, yes, I'm ready, whatever you guys
Because
need.
I feel like that's the next step. We feel that, I feel like we're all on board with the two campus
I
option.
feel like we need decent detail.
Right, so what-
I mean, yeah.
Is
So
there anyone who
bigger-
doesn't want to? Is there anyone that wants 3?
Or none?
I'm good, I'm good with going.
Just be done with it.
oh, it's like no campus. How do you do that?
Scrap.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so yes, we're all looking at 2 campuses, so let's focus on
It
that.
scares me with what Kyle was saying, adding on something to this already troublesome dome. That's been scary to me from
And
the
just-
beginning.
and
And I
just
don't know
have-
a lot about construction, but it just doesn't look right.
It's,
Well, and then you have something just jetted off to the side, aesthetically.
Yeah, no, for sure.
As the old band director in me, I'm telling you, I would want my band room near the stage. Otherwise, you're having to haul everything, like you have a concert, you're hauling everything
That's
upstairs.
true.
But they only have concerts, what, twice a year?
Well, even if you're
We
going,
have
you're going
concerts right
to
now in the
competitions.
They practice competition in there,
parades,
yeah, they're in there a lot on
Okay.
stage.
Okay.
Well, then they're doing,
But would they not be able to practice those competitions in the band room, is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, if they're doing performance on the stage, they're gonna wanna go do it where they're performing, and they won't be performing in the band room, that would be one, but you're right, could they practice competitions in there? They also, I know sometimes they'll split out and they'll do, woodwinds here and brass here, or they'll do jazz band here, or however they do things, so, those are great McKinsey questions, I don't wanna speak for her either.
McKinsey needs to weigh in on this heavily.
But. So adding on to the dome, I can just bring that to a concern.
Well, and how much of the price would that cut off if we didn't add on to the dome? And does it make a difference that it's not
I think it's a big
square
chunk.
and a?
I mean, I think it's a big chunk of money.
Well, I think, and then is it the same? Because we'd be adding on, well, this
Yeah,
would
we
have
would-
to be an option, but we'd be adding on the wrestling room if we did the band
Yes.
room downstairs. So then I guess is that price tag the same?
It's gonna be square footage.
Yeah.
I think that's what they typically are gonna give you those dollars at.
But if you look at option 2, the enlarged band room with the new wrestling room, it says at $1,500,000.
So I know that they basically said that I don't know what exactly they said about the basement, but I mean, did we even look into like a basement option? Like, is it just not feasible to have like a basement under a new gym, or
They
is
said
it?
it's more
Yeah, well,
expensive.
if you're digging
I mean,
into
is it
the
though?
ground, so
I don't know, Tanner.
when you're digging into the ground
It's a lot
and
of
doing like
concrete.
a basement.
That's what I asked
Those
last
20-foot walls there, I think those up years ago, I think they're 18 or 20-foot walls.
I can ask them about that. I mean, I have no problem asking them about.
But I asked that last time and
I know, but like,
That'd probably be pretty pricey.
do they really know
Yeah,
that
they
it's
They all
up
have to be hauled away.
they acted like that was very, like that wasn't,
I mean, I'd like to give them a little credibility. They're a large
Right.
firm.
Probably
That's-
much closer.
because of the concrete and stuff on that.
Well,
I would
yeah,
too.
like take all that dirt's gotta leave. Or stuff that also- it's expensive.
That's my house, maybe.
Yeah,
think you know.
sell it to you,
Yeah.
sell it to you.
We're gonna,
Cheap.
Look, we
Like
already
a
have,
penny, like a penny a.
we don't have to pay anyone to dig it because we already have some kids to dig it out for us,
I
okay?
bring 7 golden shovels.
There's most of the money right there.
Break ground, we'll break ground.
No, I just wanted to ask, I don't know.
with the weight room attached to the gym and.
I know, that's kind of where my
That
eye
seems
goes
smart.
to.
Me too.
But I think that's something that Mackenzie would need to weigh in on.
Yes, we need Mackenzie's opinion on that.
That would be a good Kyle data collection question.
Sorry.
What is this?
She said sorry.
That was the, kitchen, I thought. If everything else right back there.
I'd like to have a little explanation. I went by Carbondale,
Oh, so this is
And
all the kitchen, all of this?
like room 108, that says it's 7th grade going to 1st grade. It's marked down for renovation. It's got painted block walls, carpet, ceiling tiles. So what's renovation, light bulbs and new ceiling?
Oh,
I thought they put those in here,
Says classroom renovation right here, so I haven't seen that yet.
demolition, new ceilings, lighting and HVACs, outlets.
What are they demoing?
On this campus.
So,
Okay.
I think, you know, we got like,
Seems like pretty generic. That's
Sure.
the checkbook of all renovations.
this one.
We just put carpet in those.
yeah,
Not on those, so what, I mean,
Okay.
when I walk through that room, maybe Mike can tell me, does that room really need renovated?
yeah, and we could get into some of that too.
It needs bathrooms, that's the biggest thing with those.
Are we putting bathrooms in for
Yeah.
1st grade?
It says kindergarten.
Kindergarten,
That-
and preschool.
That says first, the one next to is kindergarten, so
Yeah,
The
we
pre-K and kindergarten.
And the
decided
hallway,
not for
the
first.
entire hallways are renovated.
was that the HVAC?
No, I agree with that,
So, I mean-
what are we renovating
It
it,
hasn't been-
that?
So Laura Lee, did you, cause I know I
Right,
kinda had
besides
mentioned it,
making
did you
things
talk
little
about
for little
moving like
kids, but
kindergarten and
that's-
1st grade upstairs where they already have like the plumbing and everything and 4 bathrooms in their classrooms?
No.
Cause they did say that would save us some money.
Yeah, and there's some fire marshal coding for like age levels to be like on the main floor versus like upstairs.
Oh, there is?
I mean,
Yeah.
I was on.
I know there's a ton of,
Long time.
I know there's a ton of ADA things they're looking at as well from our facilities assessment, I know this list here, renovations, if you want more details on those,
Yeah, and what does the price tag of just Carbondale renovations look like? Can we
Okay.
get that split off?
Was that not on? This last one,
And then the other thing, I guess we need to decide.
usually there's a detail sheet besides the little block, you know, and
Fix that all open up. Yeah, that's what I mean, I meant.
And Laura, you said you were concerned about sped?
Yeah, well,
So-
the original one, I was concerned about the number of rooms.
Okay, but not
But
now.
you're comfortable with where it's
Correct,
at?
yeah, so Mike and I actually talked together, we went through the number of special education students, he currently has the number of special education students, I took the projected numbers here. And then we were able to take the map that they had and ensure that we would have enough rooms for them.
And the other spot that I see on concept A with the 2 campus on Carbondale is that we still potentially could have some room in the locker rooms there because we will only have up to 5th grade there.
We talked about maybe using locker rooms though, like if we had to have an athletic event there, like a
Okay.
basketball game or something,
Okay.
we would want visiting. But I mean, worst case scenario, we have the annex building out
With
back.
With the
Absolutely
gym.
don't need that in. Their annex building out back is unusable at Cardinals.
It would take quite a
It
bit.
would take a renovation.
It would, yes.
Okay, so my other concern, when they added seating to this new gym, just to kind of put things into perspective for people, is it seats, with the 2 court option, it seats 290 people. Our current dome gym seating is 458. So this is gonna be significantly less seating there, which concerns me.
Yeah, it's on the ends there, which is why.
How often are we using that for competition? We wanna have the ability, but if it's,
I guess that's some of the details we're gonna have to work out after they come back, she gets these questions to us, and
Mm-hmm.
because to me, if we're gonna say we want to move forward with the 2 campus option, put this together, they've talked to the admins, but we need to know what we're getting, I mean, before we ask people to vote, this is what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Not a vague thing, right?
And maybe we just
And
do
we'll have
junior
to go
high.
through that with them a couple of meetings or something,
Mhm.
and get it ironed out.
That's where I'm at now, just kind of the
Yeah.
details that we need to
And
work
that's,
through.
and that's where I was getting.
We're getting to the point to
Yeah.
where we need to have her get back with them, get started, and we're gonna have to make the time.
Yeah.
To get with them, and then like we say, if we run out of that time, we run out of it,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It is
but
what it is, but I
You're,
just
you're
wanted,
asking, you're asking for us to commit to the time and the effort. to
that's what I,
build
that's
that.
all I just,
And
I
I'm
don't
willing
wanna
to do
lose
that,
that.
as long as everybody else is.
Yep.
I say I don't even think we need to take official action. You can just move forward in that direction, we can start setting up a date
Okay.
for another meeting, I mean, do you guys wanna look at another week, 2? Well, we'll speak for you.
It's fine, everybody knows where I stand.
I'm gonna give it a couple of dates that I can give them, just to make sure they're not, booked
Yeah.
at another board meeting or something, so let's do a couple dates.
Yeah,
and give
cause they
some
might be
options.
busy too.
Well, they go to a lot of board meetings, so
27th?
we're not their only client.
I don't, my phone's in the truck, but,
I was like,
Well, that's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
we don't have,
You
I'm
wanna
not
do
coming on
that?
Thanksgiving,
why-
sorry.
No.
I'm
The
hosting.
27th is
I'm
Thanksgiving.
hosting.
I don't think you're gonna do that.
oh,
I am hosting. You come to my house.
Regular time.
The 24th, 25th I can do,
what is that?
that's Monday,
Monday,
and Tuesday.
Tuesday of Thanksgiving break, or like Thanksgiving week.
I'm good those, I don't know those days.
I can do that.
I can do both of those.
Yeah.
I can do.
So
And
that
I
Monday
can-
or Tuesday?
And if you guys are okay with that, she can get back to HCK, I can just call a special meeting, right, Amy? And we'll just have to sign
2 days notice.
2 days' notice, notify everybody that we need to notify.
So what if they can't do the 24th or 25th, is there?
Well, we need to make that decision now, cause I need to know what you guys are okay with.
Well, I'm getting ready to start a new job, so I need to know ASAP what day we're gonna do it. So I can-
Is the 24th, 25th work for you?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
I mean, I should be able to, I just gotta let
Is
them know
next
ahead
week
of
too
time.
I was
early?
gonna say, is
You can miss
the week
first day.
from now too early?
The 19th?
I think we'll be down one if we're next week.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fine next week.
So,
You are, okay.
what about,
19th, I'm so
what about
good.
second or third of December?
I can't do the
Yeah,
3rd to the 5th.
you got our basketball schedule,
I
don't
can
you,
do
Jamie?
the,
Oh, gosh.
We're trying to
So,
go to
I'm
I
relying on
can
you
make
for
the
that.
second work, I can.
No, let me look.
Cause you said you couldn't.
No, it's not gonna be.
I'm out in Texas. so the
Okay, but the
6th.
second you could do, or
I can do
what
the
about the
first or-
first?
I can do the
I can
first
do
or the
first or
second.
second.
Yes.
That would be the following week, first week of December. That Monday or Tuesday.
I can do whatever, I mean, I just need to know like now, what we're gonna decide on.
I could do both this.
I need to know
first
by
and
Monday.
Did you hear that?
So preference is
Yeah, I'm looking at
24th or
this.
25th, if we can't, then the 1st or 2nd?
We might,
You can
we
be
might
tight.
need
Or both.
If
We might need both.
If we have to meet again with them, that's
Yeah.
gonna be really, really close.
Yep, so maybe the,
I might have a conflict on the
And
first.
then they're gonna have work to do in between.
Yeah.
So the 2nd?
Well, the second we have.
I'll put it down, I
Second
can,
we have a
I'll try to
basketball.
rearrange
Nope,
my
not the
calendar.
I feel like the second's out.
Yeah, not the 2nd.
What's that?
We have a basketball game on Sunday.
Oh, what about
So
girls wrestling? It's
It's,
first through the eighth.
they don't start until, like, actual meets until the 8th.
I
don't
thought it
know
was
when high
December
school
first
is.
through the eighth.
I have it in my calendar.
I don't even know.
First through the 8th, it's 8 days.
Or is it the eighth to the fifteenth?
It's the 8th through,
Yeah, you're right, eighth to the eighteenth, I'm sorry.
they've got
I
like 4
stand
days.
corrected.
It's okay. I usually.
Is that enough dates to take?
I got 24, 25 in one, not two,
No, not two, right?
Not to have a basketball
Okay.
game.
not two.
So, or the first,
In just the
What,
23rd.
What times the basketball games start?
On the second.
Well, it's at St. Mary's.
Oh, it's not here,
It's
okay.
not on the second.
I don't know what about the 8th, that's another day, I don't know.
we're
Too
really,
close.
that's really pushing it. We definitely need.
It's one of the 4 meets for girls wrestling.
Yeah.
Let's keep Christmas program. Merry Christmas program.
Third,
Justin's
I'm
not.
okay if you guys, if you meet third, I trust you. I just won't be here.
Can you call him?
It could be the fourth backup date.
Yeah, I could dial in,
We don't have to vote it till our regular board meeting.
I could dial in.
Oh yeah.
Do you have to vote it?
well,
I mean, that's
we
the start of
the application,
After
the applications due that day.
That day.
The day of our board meeting.
Let's do the 10th.
But HTK doesn't have to be there if we needed another meeting the
They
same
don't have to
time.
be there for us to vote on it, we
Right.
just have to have the right stuff, we just, but if they have to revise stuff after that meeting
Right.
and send it back, and it's
So
not
I
what
think
we're
we're
having,
gonna have
then we're
to
not
get
gonna
it.
do it.
Right,
So it's just
right.
gonna be.
That's why I think
So-
the sooner they can meet with us,
Yeah.
24th, 25th would be
Yeah.
better, that gives us a
We
little
might
bit
be,
of leeway if
we
we
might
have to
do
hold.
that one first.
Yep,
So what do we need to do in the meantime? We need to meet with, someone needs to meet with Mackenzie and make sure, see what she needs, what she wants, what she
Jamie and
needs.
Kyle, meet with Mackenzie.
Meet with Mackenzie.
Get those few questions that Faith wrote down. You get those back to us so that we can come up with more questions.
So Kyle, I have a question and I don't know if you would know the answer to this. So with you saying we have 458 seats in the dome. And the fact that I'm looking at this and saying, oh, had we painted some lines and put a couple holes in the floor, we could have actually hosted regionals, which who knew, right? So what's wrong with this gym? From what I was told is like 5 feet too small. Is that the court itself? Is that something we can repaint the floors on and put a
Or
couple holes
extend
in?
You talking about with volleyball running perpendicular to the basketball court in our current
You
competition?
talking about the dome gym?
I'm talking about the dome
The
gym.
dome's fine for regionals. The dome is fine for regionals. It's not the dome that was a problem. It was, we didn't have another court that was regulation, which is the main gym. But if we turned it, then we have two. We have the dome gym, that's regulation. You turn the one in the main gym, that's regulation. We have two, we're good to go. That's all we needed. It wasn't about the dome ever. It was about the way we have the two in the main gym that didn't suffice
Right, 'cause
another
there's
gym, another court.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
it wasn't the dome, that has plenty of space, plenty of room, all the things. It was, we need to turn the one in the main gym, that will work, then we have
Well,
two. We only have to have two gyms to host regionals.
How many seats do we have in our main gym?
1,100.
Okay,
A lot.
so we have enough seating to have the two if we redid that.
Right.
So I'm just saying in reality, so if we do build a new gym, we wouldn't have to add all the seating.
No, it may be, like, I guess a question would be what's the capacity of the Carbondale gym? How many people does that seat?
That's a good question. Is it on here?
No,
I don't think so.
Cause they took out one wall of
It
bleachers.
only has one wall, yeah.
It's a lot though, I mean,
But
it's,
that one end is open from the door.
I was gonna say, cause it's, I feel like
It
it's
shocks
a
me
lot
that
like
the
the dome.
dome can hold 400.
it's probably more than
It shocks me.
400.
It's not like-
Pretty good with 300.
I know,
but it's
the
like-
problem is
it's
everybody
something-
gets
You gotta
leg
figure
room in
it
front, so you
Yeah.
can't sit around 400
Yeah.
cause you're
Yeah,
like.
cause all of our kids fit in there, in their space,
Yeah.
so.
Is the dome gym?
I just wouldn't want less seating, I would want less seating than the Carbondale gym currently offers, just because.
The issue was never.
Has to
The
have that.
issue's still
Has to
gonna
have
be
that.
parking. It's not gonna be seating, it's gonna be parking.
two-court volleyball.
And that's really frustrating to me
Hey, if all
because,
the
I mean,
junior
we
high wrestling,
Is it
talk
because
about
we
it
had
could fit in
like
there.
side by side?
We have to put
If you
holes in
drive
our
by the
gym
high school,
floor,
I have
first
to
work
check.
on our gym
Okay, so
floor,
they
and
can
we
go
put fines in
game.
there.
It's just
I
that
got
we
there
didn't
at
have it big
7:30,
enough
didn't
this
move.
way.
Yeah.
Instead
I
we
had
had
it
it
the whole
this
time.
way.
For what, wrestling?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, welcome to wrestling.
That's pretty new.
yeah, because we were
It's
supposed to
changed a lot
host it one
since I
year, but
did
we
it, yeah.
couldn't.
You wonder where we get.
But what I was, which, I mean,
It's not even waiting,
it
Jones
wasn't,
waiting.
it was about $1 on a team is what I heard, was, down, it was like might be too short.
Okay.
But that wasn't, okay.
Sign in, boys. We're rambling, sign in, go on. We'll tell them you stay till the very end. Over. All right, do we need to move on?
I'm good.
We need to move on, okay.
I don't think I.
Is everybody good with where we left this for tonight?
Yep.
Alrighty. That will bring us to, executive session. You got one here?
Very quickly, yes.
Very quickly,
Yeah,
5 minutes?
5 minutes, 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Might give us
You
a
need a
minute.
bathroom break?
Yeah, give us a minute.
Mr. President, I move we go into executive session, to discuss confidential student information pursuant to the exception relating to actions adversely or favorably affecting a student under coma, and the open meeting will resume in the boardroom at 8:11 with Faith Floyd present.
Okay, motion,
I'll second it.
second, all in favor?
Alright, you run.
Jamie, do you have anything for us tonight?
So we had a 3 Lakes meeting on Monday. We did approve, KASB to kind of start the superintendent search director, position for us. We have a meeting on November 24th at noon. With the guy from KASB to kind of go over, kind of process what it would look like, he wants to be on the committee. So I feel like one of us can go to that, I can go if you need it. We did get, is that over here, we did, some of the audits that were done, Santa Fe Trail did meet compliance, like with indicator 11, which is getting all of our special education draws done within a certain number of days. That was good, and then the other one was our gifted file audit, which we did 100% compliance on that as well. So, yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, I feel like it's going okay, actually.
All right, good job, we're good.